Today, every day, small cap investors visit Agoracom knowing this is the day to discover the world's next great company, to have their dreams come true. That's why I take to the open road, to find them, to tell their stories, to engage them, to bring them to life, because they want to connect with you from your office, your phone, your home, anywhere. Agoracom, find your dream. Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, a production of Agoracom, in which we take the time to speak with small cap executives right after they put out important news. And with us today, for the first time ever, Alan Paul Silverstein, President and CEO of Imagine AR. The company trades on the CSE under the stock symbol IP, and for our friends in the US, under IPNFF. Now, for those of you who are new to the story, and that's going to be most of you, as the name implies, Imagine AR is an augmented reality company. They enable businesses to create their own mobile phone AR campaigns with no programming or technology. I've witnessed it myself. It's amazing. For those of you who don't even know what AR is, it's essentially a technology that lays digital images and graphics over the real world. But let me tell you what Tim Cook said, Apple CEO. I'm going to read his quote. Augmented reality will play an important role in how we use technology in the future and promises to be as influential in our society as the smartphone. So if you don't know what AR is yet, you're going to learn about it here. You're going to get to Agoracom. You're going to learn about it there as well. What do you need to know about Imagine AR? The company's already started commercializing. Clients includes the NBA Sacramento Kings, the Mall of America, AT&T Shape, the Basketball Hall of Fame, and today's press release that came out on Friday, but we're talking about today, Imagine AR signs 5-year, $300,000 licensing agreement with SlapItOn to provide augmented reality for athletes and celebrities to engage fans. So that's their newest contract. Alan, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, George. Appreciate you taking the time to chat today. Excited to be here as well.
Well, look, you're here for a reason. You've got fantastic technology, and you're commercializing it. This is not just an idea and you're hoping someone's going to pick it up. Before we get into some of the economics and how the business work in this press release, why has your company been able to attract such, big sports names and brands as customers? Why are they coming to you?
It's a good question. The world of sports is something everyone knows, everyone's familiar with. And what started to happen as we began our focus, we realized that sports is all about engagement of fans and activation, getting the fans involved. Fans get very loyal to their teams, whether it's hockey teams, baseball teams. It also provides a tremendous amount of visibility in the market. Sports teams brings lots of eyes to the company, and then also it brings the brand. So back in the day, I don't know if we discussed previously, I was one of the founders of the prepaid phone card industry back in North America years ago. And we focused on sports back then and started the company literally from a kitchen table and took it to NASDAQ in 3 years, kind of following the same formula. Take those high-level sports relationships, focus on them, deliver solutions that work. In this case, it's fan activations where fans use their mobile phone and engage with the teams, communicate to teams, and have the opportunity to have some cool immersive experiences they've never seen before in stadium, and then grow from there. And then that will bring in the sponsors, the brands, and additional eyes to help grow the company as we go forward.
So give us a layman example, because you talked there about in-stadium immersive experiences, which is new jargon for everyone at home. So give me an example. Bob or Mary at home are watching. They're a fan of their team. How would, in a layman example, would they be engaged by one of your sports clients?
Good point. So let's look at both ways. So let's look prior to the current and unfortunate situation with COVID-19, and then where we are today. If we look prior to it, fans would come to games. They'd come, sit down at their seats. They take some Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, take a picture of themselves, and look how cool I am. I'm at the game. The team would have the opportunity to engage the fan, know who that fan is, collect the information, and then incent them in a way to go around the concourse, purchase food, purchase merchandise, and have other fun engagements that go beyond just sitting there and watching the game. So AR is a way to do that. So when we were recently selected by the Sacramento Kings, the NBA team, and they've been doing AR for years. They were looking as people walk through the concourse, I have their app, and we actually have what's called an SDK, which is a software development kit that plugs into their existing app. And as they walk through, they get notification, hey, there's an activation here. So what does that mean? So they look at their phone and they point the phone at a logo on the wall, and up comes a full color moving picture of a player in uniform they could take a picture with next to it. Kind of cool.
All right. So if I had my dad, I could point my phone at that logo. There's one of the players maybe sitting there making some moves, and I just tell my son or daughter, hey, go right in beside the player. I'll snap a picture or a video of you.
Exactly. So that's
amazing
way to do it. Very basic. We go very beyond that as well, and I'll explain some of that as well. That's simple and easy AR, but that's how teams want to start. They want to introduce AR to their fans, get them excited. And if you look at COVID-19 now, where people are remote at their homes and the potential of people even going to games is going to take a while to come back, you look at taking live streaming of sports and putting it into the home and then leveraging AR to engage people while they're in the home. Everyone, including you, George, when they watch games, they watch TV, they have a phone in their hand.
Sure.
We've become
Absolutely.
a two-screen neighborhood. It's a society now. Everyone has two screens. So while I'm watching a game, I have the ability to point the phone at a logo and get a merchandise offer. Earn points, loyalty reward points tied to the team that allow me to earn special experiences. It's sort of like unlocking new levels of a video game that as they look and engage, they have the opportunity to see cool immersive experiences and then earn experiences that may be new player sweepstakes or win prizes or purchase exclusive merchandise.
Or you can even place a player, right in your family room right there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We could put them right in the home. You don't have to worry. Doesn't have to take too much room. So yes, you literally could put a player right in your house, sitting there. And for kids, you turn around, you could do a TikTok with him where he can move, he can dance, and TikTok is the hottest thing these days, and then post that up that you had a player visiting you in your house. So it's a new engagement. It's a simple engagement, but then the opportunity also for the teams to build a community and generate additional revenue prior to, as we continue through COVID-19, where fans get the opportunity to go back into live stadium and enjoy the events personally. So it's a great way to build a community and engage them.
And for people at home who are listening to this, maybe if you're over the age of 45, maybe 50, and you're wondering, I don't know, this sounds kind of silly. Remember one thing, a lot of people said that same thing about apps. A lot of people said the same thing about things like Snapchat, right? And all those things blossomed into multi-billion-dollar businesses.
Exactly.
Industry. So remember what Tim Cook said and listen to what Alan's saying here. Hey, Alan, so is it safe to assume that I would have thought COVID – unfortunately, the COVID-19 situation would have slowed down your business because, up until then, you're about in-stadium experiences or in the Mall of America, at the Milwaukee Auto Show. But are you telling me that it's actually helping or accelerating the business?
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. And when the pandemic started coming out, a lot of teams shut down. The NBA shut down. Actually, we're going to introduce our tech with the Sacramento Kings on March 27th as a tech day. Everything just stopped in sports. So we took that obviously as the potential future. That's what's going to happen. I can honestly tell you in the last week, it's probably been the busiest week in history in the company of the phone ringing, contact through web, LinkedIn, for teams, brands, different industries looking to leverage mobile AR as an engagement tool.
Right.
Social distancing and remote contact. Social media has gotten what we call cluttered, right? Everyone's posting on social media. It's just flooded now. Everyone's putting it up. How do you stand out? How do you engage? Mobile AR gives you a way to engage people one-to-one. So I've done more demos, more conversations last week than I've probably done in 3 years. It's amazing to me. And the interest is sincere and real now. It's all about engaging people, building the community, and then taking that relationship from a business side to how to generate revenue and continue forward. So yeah, it's been pretty amazing. It's an unfortunate situation, but for something like AR technology, it almost feels like it's become the tipping point. The industry.
Yeah, it makes sense because I'm not a stadium, I'm not in a mall, I'm not in a store anymore. So how does that brand still engage me? And you're right. If I'm just putting up pictures on Instagram or tweets, that's not regret. This is I love what you guys are doing. I think it's fantastic.
And we actually did a little program to help. We have like minor league teams like the Cincinnati Reds AAA team, Louisville Bats. They're a client. We offered them the free to help their restaurant partners. So we set up what's called an AR scavenger. And if those people watching remember Pokemon Go, when people were running around.
Yeah.
And that, by the way, that did $3 billion US.
Yeah. A lot of people made fun of it, but it made money.
So what we did for the Louisville Bats to help their program and their partners for free is we set up, for lack of a better word, a scavenger hunt at every restaurant partner. They had Chick-fil-A, Jack Hart, all these fast food. We dropped their mascot at all those locations. And their fans would order their food, download the app, go to those locations, and then take a picture of the mascot either with them or at the restaurant, post it up into social media, and then fans would win random tickets to games. They would autograph memorabilia to help the restaurants get the traffic with the curbside program. We announced that program, and within 30 days, we got a second program from a hockey team, the ECHL, the Allen Americans in Texas, who I didn't even know they existed.
I've never even heard of them until you just said it.
They want to do the same thing, and it's going so well, they actually contacted us to have a call to go further to use AR to engage their fans. So the market right now, by the way, just to give you numbers, George, the numbers are that currently it's about 4 or 5 billion worldwide for AR. It is expected in the next 3 to 4 years to hit anywhere between 48 to 80 billion dollars in 4 years.
So you're talking about 1,000 to 2,000% growth in the net. So Tim Cook wasn't exaggerating when he said it's going to be as significant as the smartphone itself.
Absolutely. It's going to start on the smartphone, and in a couple of years, it's going to transition to eyeglasses like both of us are wearing, where you're going to have Bluetooth-powered glasses that are going to go off your phone. So as you walk through, for example, Times Square, and I'm looking around, I'll see the overlay, whether it's of a dinosaur coming at me for entertainment or ticket offers or merchandise. That's where we're going. But today, we've built a platform that's self-service, as you mentioned, anyone can build, and start working with teams. And we're offering them special deals during COVID-19. We want them to go out, build their audience, understand it, and start looking at the impact. And certainly the SlapItOn deal was exciting that you discussed, the ability to work with sports legends like Troy Aikman and Johnny Damon, Mike Vanderjagt, the NFL.
Mike Modano. Well, let's talk about that, because they actually said, and I want to read their quote. It's pretty significant when you get quotes like this. Imagine AR is the most advanced AR mobile platform in the marketplace today. And that came from Mike Vanderjagt.
Yep.
That's no small quote there for them to attribute to you. So I love that third-party validation, because, at the end of the day, Alan, the job of a CEO is to come on and say they're a great company, they got great widgets, they got great gadgets. That's their job, right? They're up. But to me, it only really matters when you have somebody else who's paying for it and saying it. So give me an example of how SlapItOn, who up until now has been one of these decal companies where you can order decal, you can order an action figure of George like this and then slap it onto the kid's wall because that's his favorite.
George, I want my whole house filled with George.
Just change the name to George Co. and away you go. So they've been this decal company. What are they doing now in terms of putting AR into the homes of their customers?
It's static. It's taking static and it's just a wall hanging to dynamic life. So imagine I put up a specific decal, whether it be a player. They're focusing on celebrity music and influencers. I think everyone's going to be pretty surprised that where they're heading with their product and their opportunities. So if I had a certain decal or something on my wall of a specific music influencer who's pretty big, and I point my phone at it, say on a weekly basis, I can get up-to-date news. I can get fan club information. I can get special merchandise. I can get a song dropped in my house. I can have them do certain dances that I can stand next to them, put up onto TikTok.
And every week, it's not like a one-time, that's it. There's
absolutely. It's dynamic and continual. And that's something nobody's ever done before in history. So we're excited to be part of it. And that deal that we structured with them makes us partners going forward. It's not just the one-time 5-year deal. We're actually going to grow with them. We actually became partners together with them. So as they continue to grow in their revenue, we would participate as well. So we're excited. When you're in business with, sports legends like those gentlemen, we're excited to be part of it as well.
Well, look, if anyone, first of all, they're putting their money where their mouth is. It's a $300,000 US deal. That's not a small deal for technology like this. And the second part is, they're entrusting Imagine to take their all of their images and even their personas and dropping them into homes of people. And so I think that's amazing. Let me ask you, Mother's Day has come around the corner.
All right.
And you didn't press release it, but I saw it. You've teamed up with Field of Flowers, one of the largest, not the largest flower shop company or distributor in South Florida.
Right.
What are you doing there for Mother's Day and Field of Flowers, and how well is it going?
Good question. So we've been working with them as a client. They've done a number of AR projects in-house, and we had discussed doing something like this for a while, and they finally decided to go ahead, again, due to the social distancing and the remoteness of what's going on today in society. So they created the virtual AR Mother's Day card. You go onto their website, you order your bouquet,
Okay.
you then film yourself, videotape your message, or if you want to do an image or picture, whatever, your loving message to your loved one, to your mom, and then you basically submit it and you're done. What happens instantly is that message, that video message gets delivered right to the house of that person. So when they get the flowers delivered for Mother's Day, they open up the flowers, obviously the bouquet, they have top stuff there, is the ability to then have a card that says, hey, do you want to hear your personal message from the name of the loved one? They download the app, and you just tap on the AR Near Me, and in the house, like an HD TV screen shows up, 60-inch, you'll see the video message play right in your house.
Yeah, so it's not just a video message, because that's been done 100 times. So me and my kids can send a Mother's Day message to my mom or to my wife, but it's actually playing like as if we're standing there.
Right in the living room. It's right
That's
now.
amazing, man.
And
That's
amazing. I spoke to him early this morning, the gentleman who's the market manager, Abner. He actually said their sales are already up 100% over last year already overall. So they're pretty excited about the program, but think where it goes, George. As we continue after Mother's Day, someone has a birthday party, I could drop 5 dinosaurs at someone's house, and the kids can have pictures and have fun with dinosaurs. I could drop sports people, unicorns, whatever. It gives a new way to interact with people remotely, instantly, using AR off the mobile phones, and they could share it in social media with a simple key. Again, whether it be TikTok, Instagram for the kids. So that's where we're going with it, but it's exciting to be able to do it today, and no one's ever done it in the world before. So it's a fun program, and it's truly interactive and immersive.
And that's why we've got you, because I got to tell you, man, it sounds exciting. It just sounds a next level of engagement. And for everyone at home, Alan actually dropped 3, a dinosaur, dancing Elvis, and some kind of fun little mousy looking character. And it was instant, and I'm walking through my house with my daughter, and there's Elvis in our hallway dancing. You know, there's a dinosaur on our stairs, on our stairs. It was just, and she got a kick out of it. It was amazing. So if you told me that we had to pay $4 or $5 or something like that on her birthday for something like that, or whatever it would be, you know, it'd be instant. It would be automatic. So it's exciting technology. I've experienced it firsthand, and that's why you're here. Last question. I know sports has been a big part of where you've been going, and it makes sense. But on February 11th, you brought in Mike Vanderjagt, who's as a senior advisor to you. I didn't know who he was, but his credentials speak for themselves. He's a former executive vice president of head of Universal Music Group and Brands. Okay, so This is a pretty significant person who said the following. And again, it's these quotes that really get me, because this isn't George saying it. This isn't your mother saying it. These are people who have reputations. And he said, I believe Imagine AR has a potential to transform music and entertainment related properties into unique, immersive experiences for fans and consumers across the globe. What does it mean to have someone like Mike Vanderjagt say that on the record about your technology?
Yeah, it's wonderful to hear that. And by the way, Mike is now on the board of directors. Mike is fully committed. So he began as an advisor. He's now joined our board of. It's
a good sign.
Well, and that's a true commitment. He's also invested in the company when we had a recent financing. So he's pretty committed. When we look at music, it has now changed forever right now. With live concerts gone, you've seen a lot of artists move to live streaming, the ability to take their music out there. And to date, it's mostly been, again, if you look at it, to help fundraising and donations, which is neat out there. But as they continue, there still is the desire, obviously, to generate revenue.
Yeah, they have to get back to business.
Relationship with fans. Leverage AR. By pointing at the live stream platform with your phone, you'll get specific merchandise offers. You can earn rewards and points that allow you to use that for specific experiences or other ways to enhance your engagement with audience. So it's another way, while people are at home, to engage. And then once everything hopefully returns back to what the new normal is in stadium and arena, then AR can drop exciting sponsorship opportunities, merchandise offers, and other experiences in those environments as well. But Mike saw it right away. I met him in New York in his office. His office is wonderful. It's like a museum of music when I met him, with guitars and memorabilia. He's highly respected in the music industry and excited to have him aboard and take us, like you said, outside of sports into music, but also brands and other areas. And I think you'll see very soon, George, we'll be expanding beyond our initial verticals because this current situation has really put AR, augmented reality, out into the marketplace as one of those technologies that everyone has to look at no matter what industry they're in.
Safe to assume, and I guess, and that's a question, a follow-up had for the Tunnicliffe part, which was safe to assume that, and I know you may not be able to, but I'm going to ask anyways, that you'll be moving into the music and entertainment verticals soon or sometime in the year. Is that, he's there for a reason, I got to assume, right?
Absolutely. When you bring in someone like Mike into the company and he's a board member, certainly expect we will be making that move into the music entertainment vertical as well. Correct.
Last question, because we could talk all day about this, but we want to, I mean, it's an exciting interview and we could keep on going, but let's save something for, for people to come back, just like your mobile AR makes people come back. Is it safe to say, Alan, that given the fact that the industry is projected to grow 1,000 or 2,000% in the next 4 years, which is astronomical. I can't even believe that, but I do. Is it safe to assume that Imagine AR's future is a question? Success is no longer the question. It's just a question of degree. Are you feeling you're cashed up? You've gotten finance, got the right people on. It's just a case of how far you're going to go now.
We're optimistic, obviously. I mean, you take it with caution. Nobody expected this once in a lifetime event, right? But through all these events, there's always something, the outlier, the tipping point, the things that change as you go through. And as unfortunate it is with this pandemic, augmented reality has come to the forefront to be considered as a way for companies and brands out there. We invested an enormous amount of money into this platform. We own a portfolio of patents, which is pretty unique for such a small little company that we believe have enormous value and strategic value going forward. So we've got the platform, we have the patents, we've got a lot of reference accounts. We're starting to build momentum. And yes, we're pretty optimistic as we go forward that Imagine AR will have significant impact in the market. And we're very optimistic about our pipeline and our future revenues as well in 2020 and beyond.
Well, Alan, it sounds like we're going to have you back on quite a bit in the next few months, just in 2020 from the sounds of it, if I'm reading between the lines. So thanks for joining us today. Congratulations on what you've achieved to this stage. It's not easy. Hey, guys, everyone at home, you got to remember, it sounds easy now that Alan's talking about it, but to create technology, to get even somebody to look at it where people, people are inundated, especially at these levels, sports teams, brands, to get to look at it and then to get them to actually buy into it is a major accomplishment. And I think is a reflection of what Alan and his team are capable of doing. And now it's almost like that old adage, the first million is the hardest to make. After that, it becomes a lot easier. So in the case of Imagine AR, the first few clients and customers and brands are the hardest, but after this, it should be able to roll. So looking forward to having you back on, my friend.
Absolutely. And I appreciate it. We feel we're undervalued. It's a good time to jump into the company and take a look at it. Go to our website, imaginear.com. Look at some of the examples. Look at our client tab. We have lots of videos if you want to actually see how it works.
Yep.
Lots there, lots of press, lots of media coverage. We were just mentioned in CNBC, George. I don't even know that. They had a whole thing on sports, and they actually named us as, quote, ahead of the curve because of our deal we did with the NBA Sacramento Kings. So we're looking very optimistically towards the near future.
You've been watching Alan Paul, or if you've been tuned in by a podcast, you've been listening. Look, we all got a lot of time on our hands. There's only so much Netflix and social media scrolling we can do. And so you use this time to do some great due diligence. Alan's already told you, and I highly recommend that. Get to their website, which you can connect to through Agoracom, but get to the website, watch the video so you can really understand. This is something we have to see to understand, see to believe. Then get to Agoracom, go to the company's hub, go to the profile section, where we've really laid it out nicely and easily to educate people on what is AR, where is it going, all those great things, right? Yep. Do your due diligence, because AR is something that I've pegged as a paradigm shifting technology this decade. A lot of people still don't know about it, but you're watching and listening about it right now. Do your due diligence, and hopefully you've discovered your next amazing small cap technology company. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Continue to stay safe. See you next time.